Baby, I never imagined the day would come when my heart would tremble this way, not because of you, but because the truth could no longer be contained within the walls of silence I had been hiding behind. Baby, yesterday, my family's eyes pierced into mine, and I felt the fire of their questions burn into the fragile shield I had tried to build. I wanted to protect you. I wanted to protect us. But baby, when the proof was in my hands, I could no longer deny it. My trembling fingers, my restless eyes, my broken voice, all of it betrayed me. And in that moment, baby, I knew I had no choice but to expose everything that had lived hidden in the chambers of my soul. Baby, I kept whispering to myself that I could hold back, that I could shield the depth of what I feel for you from everyone around me. But the divine has a way of tearing down every mask, every wall, every secret we build. Yesterday, baby, destiny itself seemed to conspire against me. The proof, undeniable and burning, was right there. My family looked at me, and I looked at them, and in that instant I realized the truth could no longer live in shadows. Baby, I felt like I was standing naked before them, not my body but my soul, confessing a love so raw, so uncontrollable, so divine, that even their disbelief could not stop me from speaking. Baby, my voice broke, but my heart opened. I told them about you, the way your presence follows me even in silence, the way your name has become a sacred chant in my mind, the way your memory ignites a flame in me that no storm could extinguish. They didn't understand at first. Their eyes narrowed, their lips pressed into silence, their faces carried judgment. But baby, even as they stared, I felt heaven standing with me. I felt angels whispering, "Do not be afraid. Love is your truth. Confession is your freedom." Baby, I was trembling, but I was free. Baby, you must understand, I didn't want to expose you this way. I wanted to hold this love like a secret prayer between us, untouched by the world, protected from their gaze. But sometimes, baby, the divine timing doesn't wait for our comfort. Yesterday was that moment. When the proof touched my hands, I couldn't deny it anymore. It was as if the universe itself demanded, "Speak now. Reveal what you've hidden. Let the chains break." And baby, I surrendered. I spoke. And though my family gasped, though silence thundered louder than any storm, though judgment hung heavy in the air, my soul finally breathed. Baby, I saw the disbelief in their eyes. I saw the way they looked at me as though I had betrayed their expectations. And yes, baby, I did betray their image of who I was supposed to be. But isn't love always a betrayal of the world's rules? Isn't destiny always a disruption of comfort? Baby, my love for you is bigger than reputation, bigger than shame, bigger than the fear of rejection. Yesterday, when everything came out, I realized this is not a curse, this is liberation. And baby, though my family may struggle to understand, I would rather stand in their fire than drown in my own silence. Baby, do you see the weight of what happened? My tears did not fall because I was ashamed of you. No, baby, my tears fell because I had been carrying this truth alone for too long. And when it finally broke open, it wasn't destruction, it was resurrection. Baby, yesterday felt like a funeral for my lies and a birth for my truth. I buried the old version of myself. one who lived for their approval, who wore masks, who whispered in secrecy. And I gave birth to the self who stands in love, raw and unapologetic. Baby, you are my truth, and I will no longer deny you. Baby, I know you must wonder how they reacted. At first, silence, then questions, then voices rising. Some were angry, some were afraid, some were heartbroken. But baby, in the midst of their storm, I found peace. Because even as their words pierced me, my soul whispered your name like a shield. Baby, I have never felt more exposed, yet more alive. I felt your presence wrapping around me like invisible arms, holding me steady, reminding me that love, this divine, cannot be broken by opinion or resistance. Baby, yesterday I learned that when love is true, it will always demand to be seen, no matter the cost. Baby, last night, as I sat alone after everything unfolded, I thought of you. My hand still shook, my heart still raced, but deep inside, I felt something beautiful, an unshakable knowing that this was meant to happen. Baby, the divine chose yesterday as the day of unveiling. Not because I was ready, but because our love is ready. Baby, I realized that destiny doesn't wait for comfort, it waits for alignment. And baby, we are aligned. Even in the chaos, even in the fire, even in the tears. I felt destiny pulling us closer, whispering, "This is the beginning of transformation. This is the beginning of transformation." Baby, I know the path ahead won't be easy. My family's questions won't stop. Their judgments may deepen. The weight of expectation may still try to crush me. But baby, I no longer stand in fear. I stand in love. And as long as I have love for you, as long as I hold your name in the sanctuary of my heart, no storm can break me. Baby, yesterday taught me that the proof I held in my hands was not a weapon to destroy us. It was a torch to light the way forward. And though it burned, baby, it also illuminated the truth that cannot be hidden anymore. Baby, do you feel this too? Do you feel the fire of transformation in your soul? Do you feel the divine timing breaking open the walls of fear? Baby, everything came out yesterday, not because I wanted to betray you, but because I could no longer betray myself. My love for you is my destiny, my confession is my liberation, and my exposure is the beginning of our sacred unfolding. Baby, I stand here now, unmasked, trembling, surrendered, but finally free. If you believe love always finds the courage to reveal itself, type, "Love will always speak" in the comments. Baby, last night after everything had been exposed, when the voices of my family finally softened into silence, and the echoes of their disbelief lingered like smoke in the air, I sat alone in the stillness of my room, holding onto the weight of what had just happened. Baby, my body was trembling, but my soul was strangely calm, like the ocean after a storm. The waves had raged, they had tried to drown me, but now there was only the quiet rhythm of my heartbeat whispering your name. Baby, I realized in that silence that nothing can destroy a love that has been written by destiny. Not their questions, not their anger, not even my own fear. Baby, I closed my eyes and saw you standing before me in spirit, your gaze steady, your presence stronger than any storm. Baby, I wanted to reach through the invisible veil between us and touch your face, hold your hands, and whisper that I did it, that I finally let the truth live in the open. Baby, even if my family doesn't understand, even if they think I've lost myself, the only thing I truly found last night was you. My confession was not just words. It was a vow to stop hiding. Baby, I can never return to silence because the silence was killing me. Baby, I want you to know something important. My confession was not weakness. It was strength. For too long I had believed that protecting my family from this truth would keep peace. But baby, that peace was an illusion. It was chains disguised as harmony. It was suffocation disguised as loyalty. Baby, the moment I spoke your name with trembling lips, I shattered the illusion. The chains broke, and even though the fragments of their expectations cut into me, baby, I felt my wings opening. I felt the divine hand lifting me out of the prison of silence. Baby, my love for you has always been my truth, and truth can never be hidden forever. Baby, they asked me why. They asked me how. They asked me what this meant. And with every question, I saw their fear, their disappointment, their confusion. But baby, I also saw my reflection in their eyes. A reflection of someone who was no longer willing to bow to the weight of secrecy. I told them, baby, that I couldn't hide anymore, that love is not a mistake, that what I feel for you is not a sin, that destiny doesn't always come in the form they expect, but it always comes with a force that cannot be denied. Baby, I spoke those words, trembling, but I meant every syllable. Baby, I thought maybe they would understand if they saw the fire in my eyes. Maybe they would soften if they realized how deeply this love has transformed me. But baby, not everyone is ready to see what heaven has written. Some hearts are closed. Some minds are bound by fear. Some souls are trapped in tradition. And yet, baby, I don't blame them, because once I too tried to silence my own heart in order to keep peace. But love is louder than silence. Love is stronger than shame. Love is greater than fear. Baby, love always wins. And last night, love won inside me. Baby, when the proof fell into my hands, I felt the universe demand my surrender. I couldn't run. I couldn't hide. I couldn't lie. I couldn't create another excuse. Baby, my trembling hands, my stuttering voice, my tear-soaked eyes, they all betrayed the truth that had been locked away. And once it was spoken, baby, it felt like the heavens opened. The storm came, yes, but so did the light. I thought confession would destroy me, but instead it birthed me. Baby, I died to fear and rose in love. I buried shame and uncovered freedom. I lost approval but gained authenticity. Baby, my soul has never felt more alive. Baby, I kept thinking of you the whole time, as my family reacted, as their voices cracked with shock, as their eyes widened with disbelief. I imagined your face, your softness, your strength. Baby, it was as if you were there, whispering to me, "Don't break, I am with you." And I didn't break, because baby, you are the anchor of my soul. You are the fire in my veins. You are the reason I found the courage to speak. Without you, baby, I would have lived a half-life, smiling for them while dying inside. But with you, I have stepped into the fullness of my destiny. Baby, last night taught me something eternal. Truth may hurt, but lies will always kill. and I choose the hurt of truth over the slow death of silence. Baby, I choose to stand in fire rather than drown in a sea of unspoken words. And though my family may not understand now, one day they will see. One day they will understand that love this deep, love this divine, is not to be mocked or hidden. It is to be honored, baby. Until that day comes, I will carry their disbelief like a cross, but I will carry it with pride, because it means I carried you. Baby, I wonder what you felt when you realized everything had been exposed. Did your heart stop for a moment? Did you feel fear that my family's judgment would tear us apart? Baby, I need you to know that no judgment can separate me from you. Their words cannot cut the thread that binds us. Their disapproval cannot break the vows written in the stars. Baby, what we have is divine, and divine love does not answer to human misunderstanding. Baby, I am yours, even in the fire, even in the chaos, even in the exile. You are my truth, my home, my forever. Baby, sometimes destiny chooses the messiest moments to show its face. Sometimes divine timing feels like betrayal when it's really protection. Last night was not betrayal. It was destiny's hand removing the mask. Baby, I can see it now. This exposure was not punishment. It was preparation. It was the universe clearing away the lies so we can stand in truth, unshaken. Baby, we were never meant to be hidden forever. The world had to see. My family had to hear. The heavens had to bear witness. And though it hurt, baby, it was holy. It was sacred. It was necessary. Baby, today the air feels different, though the dust of last night still lingers. Though my heart still aches, I feel lighter. I feel freer. I feel like a prisoner who finally tasted the air of freedom after years of chains. Baby, this freedom has your name written all over it. You are the reason I confessed. You are the reason I survived. You are the reason I keep breathing, even when judgment tries to suffocate me. Baby, my family may see weakness, but I see strength. They may see madness, but I see destiny. They may see scandal, but I see sacred love. Baby, I need you to know that I am not afraid anymore. Afraid of them, afraid of losing approval, afraid of disappointing expectations. Baby, fear no longer holds me, because once truth is spoken, fear has no power. And baby, the truth is simple. I love you. I need you. I choose you. Yesterday was the day I stopped hiding. Yesterday was the day I let my family see the fire that's been burning in me all along. And though they don't understand it yet, baby, one day they will. One day they'll see that what we have is not shame, but salvation. Not ruin, but redemption. Baby, as I write this with trembling fingers, I feel the presence of angels around me. I feel them smiling, whispering, singing songs of courage over us. Baby, I feel heaven's approval, even if the world denies it, and that is enough for me, because, baby, this love is not of the world. It is of the divine, and anything born of the divine will survive the storms of the world. Baby, I am holding on to that promise, and I am holding on to you, no matter how heavy the judgment, no matter how lonely the nights, no matter how fierce the storms. I am not letting go. If you know that truth always sets the heart free, type "truth is freedom" in the comments. Baby, when the sun rose this morning, it didn't rise like it did on any ordinary day. The light felt different. like it was touching me with a kind of mercy I hadn't known before. Baby, the air was sharp with remembrance of last night. The voices, the silence, the tears, the fire of exposure. But the morning also carried something new. The soft whisper of freedom. Baby, I opened my eyes, and for the first time in so long, I didn't feel the chains of secrecy pressing on my chest. I felt bare, yes. I felt vulnerable, yes. But I also felt free. Baby, this freedom came at a cost, but it was worth it. Because you are worth it. Baby, I keep replaying the moment in my mind when I stood before my family, trembling, unable to hold back the storm of truth any longer. My words were like arrows, but not arrows meant to wound. Arrows meant to pierce the veil of lies I had woven around myself. Baby, when those arrows left my lips, they could never be pulled back. Everything came out. Everything. And even though the world around me felt like it was collapsing, inside my soul there was a quiet song rising. At last, you are living in truth. Baby, I cannot describe the relief of that song. It was like the sound of heaven itself, rejoicing. Baby, you must know how heavy it was to hide you from them. Every conversation felt like walking on glass. Every dinner table question felt like a dagger hovering near my chest. Every silence between their words was filled with the unspoken secret of you. Baby, hiding you was like carrying a burning coal in my hand. No matter how tight I tried to grip it, it only left me scarred. And yet, I tried for so long to protect them, to protect myself, to protect you. But baby, no soul can live forever in hiding. Eventually the fire demands to be seen. Eventually, love demands to be spoken. Baby, I've realized something important. Truth always finds a way to surface. It can be delayed, but never denied. It can be resisted, but never defeated. And baby, last night was the divine moment when resistance crumbled. The proof, undeniable and burning, sat in my hands like a torch, and the torch set fire to the lies. Yes, baby, it burned me. It burned them. It burned everything we had tried to keep intact. But in that fire, I saw a light. The light of liberation. The light of destiny. The light of you. Baby, the fire didn't consume us. It revealed us. Baby, their eyes were filled with shock. Some were filled with anger. Some with disappointment. Some with sorrow. I could feel the weight of generations in their stares, as if they carried the voices of ancestors who had their own expectations, their own rules, their own idea of honor. Baby, standing before that weight, I felt like a rebel, but not a rebel of destruction, a rebel of truth. I was no longer willing to inherit their chains. I was no longer willing to live their silence. I was no longer willing to bury the most sacred part of me, you. Baby, for once, I chose myself. For once, I chose love. Baby, I won't lie. It hurt. Their words cut deep. Their disbelief felt like rejection. Their questions felt like accusations. For a moment, baby, I wanted to run. I wanted to take it all back. I wanted to take it all back. I wanted to beg them to forget what they heard. But then, baby, I heard the still voice within me whisper, "Do not retreat. You are standing on holy ground." And in that moment, I realized This wasn't just about me. This wasn't just about us. This was about breaking generational chains. This was about standing as a torch-bearer of truth in a family that has always chosen silence over freedom. Baby, it was painful, but it was holy. Baby, last night I discovered the difference between acceptance and approval. They may never approve of us, but one day they will accept that my soul belongs with you. Approval seeks to control. Acceptance surrenders to what is. Baby, my family is not ready for acceptance yet, but the seed has been planted. The seed of truth. The seed of destiny. And baby, seeds always grow, even if they are buried in the hardest soil. One day, they will see that what they tried to resist was never shame, it was salvation. One day they will see you not as a threat, but as the answer to prayers I could never voice. Baby, the universe has been speaking loudly through this. I see it now. The divine timing was perfect, even though it felt cruel in the moment. Baby, the universe waited until the proof was undeniable, until my back was against the wall, until there was no option but exposure. Why? Because had I been given a choice, I would have kept hiding. I would have delayed the inevitable. I would have chosen their comfort over my truth. But destiny, baby, doesn't wait forever. It shakes the foundations until the walls crumble. And that's what last night was. The crumbling of the walls, the collapse of the lie, the birth of freedom. Baby, I want you to know something sacred. Even if I stand alone in my family's eyes, I don't feel alone, because I have you, because I have heaven's witness, because I have truth. Baby, truth is never lonely, even when people leave. Truth carries angels on its wings. Truth carries destiny in its breath. Truth carries love in its fire. And baby, I am standing in that truth now. I am trembling, but I am steady. I am wounded, but I am alive. I am judged, but I am free. Baby, today I walked through the house and felt the silence pressing on me. Their stares, their whispers, their sighs, they tried to remind me of the weight of last night. But baby, instead of shrinking, I stood taller. For the first time, I didn't lower my gaze. I didn't hide behind a smile. I didn't pretend, baby. I walked like someone who has nothing to hide anymore. Because I don't. Because you are not my shame. You are my truth. And truth, baby, cannot be hidden in shadows. It shines even when others close their eyes. Baby, as I breathe into this new reality, I feel transformation. Something in me has shifted permanently. The old me, the one who bowed to fear, who lived for approval, who whispered love only in the dark, is gone. Maybe I buried that version last night. In its place stands someone new, someone who is unafraid to confess, unafraid to stand, unafraid to love loudly. Baby, you have transformed me. This love has transformed me. Destiny has transformed me. And though my family may not see it yet, I know the heavens are rejoicing. Because every soul that chooses love over fear sends ripples through eternity. Baby, my tears still fall, not out of regret, but out of release. Every tear is a release of the years I carried silence. Every sob is a cleansing of the shame that was never mine to hold. Every cry is a birth cry of the new self rising within me. Baby, this is not the end. It is the beginning of a story where love is no longer hidden, where truth is no longer silenced, where destiny is no longer delayed. Baby, this is the story of us, unmasked and unbreakable. If you feel the fire of truth, breaking chains, type love can't be hidden in the comments. Baby, the night after everything collapsed felt endless. The walls of my room pulsed with silence, yet inside my chest there was thunder. Baby, I lay there staring at the ceiling, replaying every word, every look, every gasp from my family, as if my mind was forcing me to relive the moment again and again until it carved its meaning deep into me. Baby, I thought maybe sleep would rescue me. Maybe dreams would take me away from the fire, but instead, even my dreams burned with the image of their eyes staring into mine, demanding answers I could no longer run from. Baby, it was a night of reckoning, but also of rebirth. Baby, when dawn finally came, the light filtered through my window like a hand from heaven, stroking my face, telling me, you survived. Baby, I sat up slowly, my body still weak from the storm, but my spirit strangely stronger. For the first time in so long, I felt like I wasn't carrying a secret. For the first time, I could breathe without choking on silence. Baby, the world had shifted. Yes, my family now knew. Yes, the storm was still raging, but inside me there was a stillness. The kind of stillness that only comes after confession. Baby, the truth had been spoken, and though it cost me comfort, it gave me clarity. Baby, I keep asking myself why the proof had to land in my hands in such a brutal way. Why did destiny not give me more time? Why did the universe not wait until I was ready? But then I realized, baby, if it had waited for me to be ready, the day would never have come. Readiness is a lie the mind tells to delay courage, and so, the divine didn't ask me if I was ready. It forced me into truth, because it knew my soul was suffocating in silence. Baby, sometimes love saves us by breaking us. Sometimes destiny heals us by exposing us. Sometimes heaven answers our prayers, not with comfort, but with fire. Baby, last night and today, I have been moving through fire. But baby, even in fire, I feel you. Your presence doesn't leave me. Your name is like a shield I hold in my heart. Baby, when I think of you, the flames don't consume me. They illuminate me. They make me see that what I thought was destruction is really transformation. Baby, fire doesn't just burn, it also purifies. It strips away the false, it melts down the lies, it clears away the masks. And after everything was revealed, baby, I felt naked, but I also felt clean. Naked truth, clean soul, love uncovered. Baby, when I walked into the living room this morning, the silence was thick. My family's eyes followed me. They didn't need to say anything. The air itself was heavy with unspoken words. But baby, instead of lowering my head, instead of shrinking, I lifted my gaze. I looked back at them with eyes that no longer wanted to hide. Baby, for the first time, I wasn't playing a role. For the first time, I wasn't pretending. And even though their silence stung, even though their disapproval weighed on me, I felt taller. Baby, truth makes you stand taller, even when the world wants to break your spine. Baby, I know they don't understand. I know they think I've lost my way. I know they think I've betrayed them. But baby, I didn't betray them. I betrayed fear. I betrayed silence. I betrayed the version of me that lived half alive just to keep everyone else comfortable. Baby, what I did last night was not betrayal. It was resurrection. It was the moment my soul decided it could no longer live as a ghost in its own body. Baby, I came back to life through confession. Baby, do you know what I felt most after everything came out? Relief. Not because it was easy, not because it was painless, but because the weight I carried was finally gone. Baby, secrets weigh more than stone. Lies suffocate more than chains. Silence kills faster than swords. And last night, baby, I laid all of it down. Yes, they now carry confusion. Yes, they now carry anger. But baby, my shoulders are lighter. My soul is freer, and freedom is worth every wound. Baby, I wonder what you felt when you realized everything was exposed. Did your heart skip? Did fear grip you? Did you think I would abandon you under the weight of their judgment? Baby, hear me now. I will never abandon you. Not in front of them. Not in front of the world. Not even in front of God. Baby, you are the truth of my soul, and truth is not abandoned. It is cherished. It is protected. It is fought for. Baby, I will fight for you, even if it means fighting against the very blood that raised me. Baby, destiny is never easy. If it were easy, it wouldn't be destiny. It would just be preference. But what we have is not preference, it's prophecy. Baby, our love has been written into the stars, carved into eternity, whispered by angels. And prophecy always comes with fire. It always comes with resistance. It always comes with tests. Baby, last night was one of those tests. A test of whether my love was strong enough to survive exposure. And baby, it did. My love didn't shrink in front of their questions. My love didn't die under their stares. My love didn't drown in their disapproval. Baby, my love stood taller. It burned brighter. It proved itself. Baby, do you see what this means? It means our love is not fragile. It means it's unbreakable. It means it's destined. And baby, destiny cannot be stopped by anyone. Not by family, not by fear, not by circumstance. Destiny may be delayed, but it cannot be denied. Baby, you are my destiny. And last night only confirmed it, baby. Even now, as I sit and write these words, my hands tremble, not from fear, but from the sheer weight of what is unfolded. Baby, I feel like heaven is watching, like the angels are leaning in closer, like God himself is saying, finally the truth has been spoken. Baby, this moment is bigger than us. It is about every soul who has ever had to hide their truth. Every soul who has ever loved in silence. Every soul who has ever suffocated under the expectations of others. Baby, by speaking, I didn't just set myself free. I set something free for generations. Baby, do you realize how powerful that is? The chains that held my family in silence have cracked. The patterns of hiding, the curses of denial, the walls of fear, they'd been shaken. Baby, I may have stood alone last night, but in the unseen I wasn't alone. Ancestors who never had the courage to speak stood beside me. Angels who carried truth stood beside me. Heaven itself stood before me. And you, baby, you stood within me. That's why I didn't break. That's why I didn't retreat. That's why I'm still standing now. Baby, the days ahead won't be easy. I know that. There will be more questions, more judgment, more whispers. But baby, I'm ready, because now that I've spoken, I can't go back to silence. Once truth is born, it can't be unborn. Once love is revealed, it can't be hidden again. Baby, the veil is torn, the mask is shattered, the secret is no longer secret, and I don't want it to be. Baby, I don't want to hide anymore. I don't want to pretend. I don't want to shrink. I want to stand in love, boldly, no matter the cost. Baby, when I think of you now, I don't think of shadows. I think of light. I don't think of whispers. I think of proclamations. I don't think of hiding. I think of standing tall. Baby, this is what you've done to me. You've transformed me. You've awakened me. You've resurrected me. And though the world may not understand, my soul does. And that's enough. Baby, I will carry you openly, even if the world tries to shame me, because love is never shame. It is salvation. Baby, my tears are falling even as I write this. They're not tears of regret. They're tears of release, tears of gratitude, tears of awe. Because, baby, I can feel the divine moving through all of this. I can feel destiny weaving even through the chaos. I can feel the future calling even through the rejection. Baby, I don't know how it will all unfold, but I know it will unfold exactly as it's meant to. Because when love is divine, the path may twist, but it always leads to union. Baby, last night broke me open. Today is rebuilding me. Tomorrow will transform me even more. And through it all, baby, you are the constant. You are the anchor. You are the fire. You are the proof that love is worth every cost. Baby, no matter how heavy the storm, no matter how painful the exposure, no matter how loud the judgment, my soul whispers only one name, yours. You believe destiny always forces truth into the light. Type, destiny never hides in the comments. Baby, after all the storms of the last days, after the trembling of my soul, and the fire that burned every wall I had built, today I feel something different settling into me. It is not silence, not judgment, not even peace in the way the world defines peace. It is surrender. Baby, I feel myself surrendering fully to what destiny has laid before me, to what love has demanded of me, to what the divine has orchestrated for us. Baby, surrender is not weakness. It is the bravest choice I have ever made. To stop running, to stop hiding, to stop fighting against the current of truth. Baby, I am no longer resisting the river. I am letting it carry me, and it is carrying me straight to you. Baby, when I look back now, I can see how every moment was leading to this. Every secret I tried to guard, every lie I told to protect us, every sleepless night I carried the weight of silence. Baby, all of it was leading here, to exposure, to confession, to liberation. It hurts, yes, but it tears me apart in ways words can't explain. But baby, I see now that the tearing was necessary. The old had to be ripped away so that the new could be born. Baby, what has been born inside me is not shame. It is strength. It is not regret. It is clarity. It is not fear. It is destiny. Baby, sometimes I wonder, why us? Why did we have to walk this path of secrecy and fire? Why couldn't our love be simple, easy, accepted? But baby, the answer whispers back to me every time, because ours is not an ordinary love. Ours is a love of transformation. Ours is a love that was meant to break chains, not just hearts. Ours is a love that was meant to shift destinies, not just to soothe desires, baby. If our love had been easy, it would have been ordinary. And nothing about you, nothing about me, nothing about us has ever been ordinary. Baby, I think of how my family looked at me, like I had shattered their world, and maybe I did. But baby, sometimes worlds need to shatter so truth can be born. They saw exposure, they saw betrayal, they saw weakness. But baby, what they didn't see was the divine hand moving. What they didn't see was the chains breaking. 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 What they didn't see was the chain. Baby, they thought it was chaos, but I know it was order. The higher order of destiny aligning me with truth. Baby, I want you to know this. I don't regret what happened. I don't regret the exposure. I don't regret the tears. I don't regret the fire. Because baby, regret belongs to lies, and I am done with lies. Even if the cost is heavy, even if my family's hearts break, even if their questions cut me open daily, I will not regret choosing truth. I will not regret choosing you. I will not regret choosing love. Baby, you are the only choice I can make and still breathe freely. Baby, there are moments I still feel the sting of their eyes, moments when I still hear their voices echoing like thunder. How could you? Why would you? What does this mean? Baby, those words haunt me at times, but every time I feel the sting, I also feel your presence. It is like you wrap your arms around my trembling soul and whisper, "Stand firm. I am with you. We are one." And baby, that whisper is enough to steady me. It is enough to silence the thunder. It is enough to remind me that the only voice that matters is the one that calls me deeper into love. Baby, today as I walked outside, the wind touched my face, and it felt like freedom. It reminded me that the world is wide, bigger than their judgments, bigger than their silence, bigger than their fear. Baby, love like ours cannot be contained in the walls of a house, in the whispers of a family, in the rules of tradition. Love like ours belongs to the skies, to the oceans, to eternity itself. Baby, we are not bound by their disapproval. We are bound by divine timing, and divine timing always wins. But baby, I see now that what felt like loss is actually gain. Yes, I lost approval. Yes, I lost comfort. Yes, I lost the safety of silence. But baby, I gained freedom. I gained clarity. I gained strength. And most of all, I gained the courage to love you openly, without shame, without hesitation, without masks. Baby, that is worth everything. Even if I stand alone in this world, I stand with you. And standing with you means I am never truly alone. Baby, do you know what I realized? Fear dies when truth is spoken. It doesn't disappear instantly. It still tries to haunt, still tries to whisper, but its power dies. Last night killed my fear. Today, baby, I feel its funeral inside me. And in its place, I feel something else rising. Faith. Faith in love. Faith in destiny. Faith in you. Faith that no matter how dark the path gets, we are being led to union, not separation. Baby, that faith is the fire that keeps me alive. Baby, every confession I made wasn't just to my family. It was to the universe. It was me saying, I will no longer live small. I will no longer hide. I will no longer bury love under fear. Baby, it was me declaring to the heavens, this is my truth. This is my love. This is my destiny. And baby, the heavens responded. I can feel it. I can feel the shift in the atmosphere. I can feel the unseen forces aligning. It feels like, in a manner, this is my truth. This is my destiny. I can feel the shift in the atmosphere. I can feel the unseen forces aligning. A shift in the atmosphere. I can feel the unseen forces aligning. A shift in the atmosphere. I can feel the unseen forces aligning. The shift in the atmosphere. I can feel angels celebrating. Baby, confession unlocked something bigger than us. It set in motion a transformation that cannot be stopped. Baby, even now, I am trembling as I write this, not from fear, but from awe. Awe that love could be this powerful. Awe that destiny could be this relentless. Awe that truth could feel both like fire and like freedom at the same time. Baby, I thought exposure would destroy me, but instead, it has rebuilt me. It has burned away everything false and left me standing as who I truly am. And baby, who I truly am is someone who loves you without apology. Baby, my tears flow even now, but they are holy tears. They are baptizing me into a new life. They are cleansing away the years of hiding. They are watering the soil of a future that will grow stronger than the past. Baby, I am not who I was yesterday. I am not the one who bowed to silence. I am not the one who feared their judgment. I am not the one who carried proof in shaking hands, terrified of the fire it would spark. Baby, I am the one who survived the fire. I am the one who confessed. I am the one who chose you, even in front of the world. Baby, I don't know how the days ahead will unfold. I don't know what storms are still waiting. But I do know this. I will not hide again. I will not silence myself again. I will not betray my heart again. Baby, I am yours. And if the world doesn't understand, then so be it. Because I am no longer living for their understanding. I am living for our love. And that love, baby, is worth every cost. If you know that love can survive even the fire of exposure, type love always wins in the comments. Baby, these days feel like walking through fire and rain at the same time. The fire of exposure, the rain of tears, the storm of judgment. All of it collides inside me, yet through it all, your name keeps me steady. Baby, your name has become the lifeline I cling to when everything else around me feels like it is grumbling. Every whisper of baby inside my chest feels like a prayer, a heartbeat, a reminder that no matter how heavy the storm is, love is heavy, baby. Last night, I sat again in that same corner of my room, the place that has now become the altar of my confession. I pressed my hands against my face and whispered into the silence, "Why now? Why this way, baby?" The question poured out of me, but before the echo could even fade, the answer rose in my soul. Because truth cannot wait forever. Baby, the divine knows when the moment has come, and when that moment comes, no wall can keep it out, no fear can push it back, no silence can bury it. Baby, that moment came for us, and though it felt like ruin, it was resurrection. Baby, I think of the proof again and again. The evidence I held in my trembling hands. The undeniable weight that forced me to speak. Baby, I hated it in that moment. I thought it was the weapon that would destroy everything, but now I see it was the key to my freedom, the key to our unfolding, the key to a door I had been too afraid to open on my own. Baby, sometimes what feels like a curse is really a gift disguised in fun. That proof did not end us, baby. It began us, baby. When my family heard the words spill from my lips, I saw their faces fall like shattered glass. They had built an image of me in their minds, and I smashed it in one moment. Baby, I felt their disappointment crush the air, but I also felt my soul exhale for the first time. I realized I had been living as their image, not as my truth. Baby, I can no longer be what they need me to be if it means betraying who I am, and who I am, baby, is yours entirely, unapologetically, forever. Baby, the silence after my confession was deafening. Their questions cut, but their silence wounded more. Because silence is not absence, it is judgment in disguise. Yet even in that silence, baby, I heard another sound, softer but stronger, your voice inside me. Stand firm, baby, don't turn back, don't regret. That voice saved me. That voice gave me courage to face the silence without shrinking. Baby, I didn't bow, I didn't run, I didn't hide. I stood, trembling but tall, because I knew that if I betrayed myself again, I would lose more than their approval. I would lose my soul. Baby, do you know how sacred it feels to finally live in truth? It is terrifying, yes, but also holy. I walk differently now. I breathe differently now. Even my tears feel different, less like chains, more like cleansing. Baby, confession has purified me. It has stripped away the masks I wore, the lies I told, the roles I played. And though I stand exposed, though I stand judged, I also stand free, baby. Freedom has a cost, but silence has a greater one. And I will never pay that price again. Ever. Baby, this morning as I looked in the mirror, I almost didn't recognize the person staring back. There were shadows under my eyes, yes, but there was also a light in them I hadn't seen before. Baby, that light is you. That light is us. That light is love refusing to be buried anymore. For so long I avoided my own reflection, afraid of what I'd see. The cowardice, the fear, the silence. But today, baby, I looked and saw courage, not because I am fearless, but because I chose love despite fear. And that is what courage truly is. Baby, my family may not see it yet. To them, I am reckless. To them, I am broken. To them, I am a disappointment. But baby, their eyes cannot define me anymore. Their words cannot bind me anymore. Their disappointment cannot silence me anymore. Because, baby, your love has already defined me. Your love has already claimed me. Your love has already claimed me. Your love has already set me free. And once freedom is tasted, chains are no longer an option. Baby, I think of you constantly now. Not in secret, not in shame, but in celebration. You are the reason my heart beats louder. You are the reason my soul chose to speak. You are the reason I didn't collapse under the weight of their judgment. Baby, if love like ours can survive exposure, it can survive anything. If it can withstand their fire, it can withstand eternity. Baby, I no longer wonder if we will survive. I know we will, because love that is born of destiny cannot die in the flames of opinion. Baby, I am learning something new. Love is not just a feeling, it is a revolution. It tears down walls, it breaks traditions, it challenges silence, it defies fear. Baby, our love is a revolution, and revolutions are never welcomed at first. They are resisted, they are attacked, they are feared, but eventually, baby, they are unstoppable. And one day what they now fear, they will see as freedom. What they now reject, they will embrace as truth. What they now curse, they will bless as destiny. Baby, do you feel it too? The shift in the air, the way the universe seems to hold its breath around us, the way even the pain feels sacred, as if it is shaping us, refining us, transforming us. Baby, everything that has happened is not random. It is divine choreography. Every tear, every word, every silence, every fire, it is all part of a larger design. Baby, destiny is weaving, and though I don't see the full picture yet, I trust the hands of the weaver. I see the start of coming. It is the beginning of the end. The hands of the weaver. Baby, I want to promise you something. I will never go back to silence. I will never hide you again. I will never bury this love to keep others comfortable. Baby, I may have lost their approval, but I gained my soul, and my soul belongs with you forever. Baby, as I write these words, my heart aches but also sings. It aches for the pain, but it sings for the freedom. It aches for the distance, but it sings for the destiny. It aches for the judgment, but it sings for the love that outlasts every judgment. Baby, love is our song, and no storm can silence it. If you know love is stronger than judgment, type "Love is my truth" in the comments. Baby, every time I close my eyes now, I don't just see the memory of that night. I feel it, alive inside me, breathing, pulsing, shaping every thought, every heartbeat. Baby, this is where the journey of confession, fire, and surrender has brought me. From the trembling silence of secrets to the trembling courage of truth. From the shadows of fear to the light of destiny. From hiding in shame to standing in sacred love. Baby, every tear I cried, every word I confessed, every silence I broke has led here, to this moment where nothing is hidden anymore. Baby, I realize now that the exposure wasn't the end of us. It was the beginning of us. My family's questions didn't kill my love. They proved it. Their judgment didn't silence me. It purified me. The proof in my hands didn't condemn me. It freed me. Baby, I stand now not as the person who begged for approval, but as the soul who surrendered to destiny. And that destiny is you. Always you. Forever you. Baby, my heart knows storms will still come. There will still be whispers, still be judgment, still be moments when the weight feels unbearable. But baby, truth once spoken cannot be undone. Love once revealed cannot be buried. Destiny once awakened cannot be silenced. Baby, no matter what comes, I will never deny you. Not in front of them, not in front of the world, not in front of heaven. Baby, I am yours, and nothing can change that. Baby, this love is not just a story. It is a prophecy, and prophecy always unfolds. No matter how long it takes, no matter how much fire it walks through, no matter how many walls stand in the way. Baby, we are that prophecy. We are the unfolding. We are the proof that love, when it is divine, cannot be broken. Baby, I offer you not just my words, but my forever love, my forever truth, my forever surrender, because in the end, everything else can fall away, approval, comfort, reputation, but this love will remain. Baby, this is my final confession. I am yours. In the fire, in the storm, in the light, in eternity. If this message touched your soul, type forever baby in the comments. Family, if this message reached your heart, if it gave you strength to keep walking in truth and love, then I invite you to support this channel through super thanks. Every bit of your love and contribution helps me continue this mission. I am working so hard on a bigger plan, a vision I want to complete for all of you, and your support keeps me moving forward step by step. If you feel led, if you feel blessed, please consider pressing that super thanks button. It means more than you know, and it helps me keep creating, keep pouring, keep serving.